music is life to me. Music is an enigma to me, and it is something that I am drawn to like moths to the flame. I was, you know, 12, 13, deeply depressed and anxious young man who got his hands on the cassette tape of Violator and started listening to that album to the point that the tape got run thin. And Pretty Hate Machine a year after that I found when I think I was like a freshman in high school. And then I just went into this exploratory period of my life where goth, industrial, rock, all became the soundscape and the score of my life. And what was really interesting, music has carried me through and inspired me to and transported me through some of the most difficult and also most wonderful chapters of my life. But there are that handful of artists and music styles that, whether it was in my really deep struggles with suicidal attempts and ideation through my addiction years, all the way to where I am now as a clean, sober dad of two who is, pretty much a grown up, even though I don't like that word. There's certain artists that live within those chapters, and that's beautiful and it's wonderful. But there's certain musicians and artists that carry through, including, bands like Failure, hugely important band for me back in the 90s. I saw Failure opening for Tool, who's yet another one of the bands that has carried me through decades now. I mean, I had Undertow, in high school, but when I went to go do The Dark Knight, I was in London, and this was before you know, streaming, or if people were, I wasn't hip to like Napster or any of that stuff. So I didn't know how to get music other than physical media. So I found a record store in London so I could buy a copy of Undertow and listen to it on a headphones when I was in my trailer preparing to go on set for Dark Knight. Nine Inch Nails for sure. And a whole bevy of other bands that kind of have made it through all the generations. Spiritualized is another one that I really, they were a big part of my using years, but now as a clean person, that music is still very influential and important for me.
Fantastic, David. I know you're going to be respectful of your time. I'd love to talk to you more about Failure. Another Space Song is probably my anthem. So maybe another time we can
Well,
talk
can
about
I
music.
tell you one thing, Dom? Because it's important to my acting journey. And this is for anybody who's reading this and thinking about where when do we listen to our heart? How do we follow our heart? I wrote a film called Animals, which is a fictional story about two people who are intensely dysfunctional as well as being heroin addicts. It was very inspired by a lot of my own experiences. And there's a scene in the film where the guy shoplifts a bunch of CDs, and he sells most of them to get drug money, but he keeps the one tape that he gets, and it's Fantastic Planet, to give the girl he loves. And when we were making the film, I had to reach out to the band through a friend of mine whose brother plays with the band, and I had to reach out to them to see if they'd give me permission. And I have had the incredible honor of now becoming not only a collaborator with the band Failure, but they're very dear friends of mine. And it's just like, goes to say, if you're reading this and you're going, I don't know if I should take that leap. Should I reach out? Should I try and get my demo to that person? Should I try and, play my song for that person? You got to give it your shot.
Yeah, man, that's how I got here. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I know it's short, so hopefully we'll do this again soon. And thank you so much for sharing about your musical taste with me, David. I really, really appreciate it.